Finally, the wait is over, guys. Season 6 is here. Now, I know I'm late on these reviews. I've had a busy schedule recently. However, I got everything all settled out now, and now I'll be able to upload more for you guys and get some new content out. But what's up, guys? It's 11. In today's video, I'll be going over episode 1 of season 6 of Vikings. Instead of just reviewing it bit by bit, I thought it would be best if I just talk about the episode as a whole and let you guys also chip in with your own opinions and ideas. Also, this video will contain a ton of spoilers, so you've been warned if you haven't seen the episode yet. But before we get into the video though, I just want to let you guys know that I will be doing another $20 gift card giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. All you gotta do to participate is be a subscriber, like the video, and leave a comment discussing anything about the video. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll pick the winner in whatever most recent video I have out, so good luck to everyone. And lastly, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. It definitely helps out the channel grow and lets others like you stay tuned with the latest shows and movies. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified right away when I drop my next video. But enough of all that, let's get into the video. Now, the episode began in a cool way. It actually showcased the Silk Road where we see Ivar traveling through it. If you're not familiar with what the Silk Road is, it's essentially a network of trade routes which connects the East and the West, and was central to the economic, cultural, political, and religious interactions. Long story short, it was a route that was pretty long yet served a great purpose for trading. Now, it definitely seems like Ivar has been on the road for some time now. He has a long beard going on and he just seems to be enjoying his time on the Silk Road. One thing that I noticed while watching this was that Ivar seemed to be genuinely happy while meeting new people and interacting with them. I felt like that might be a foreshadowing of some sort for his character. Like, what if this season we see Ivar have some sort of redemption arc? I mean, it could definitely be possible. Only reason Ivar is the way he is right now is because of Lagertha. She killed his mother, which has given him this huge amount of anger towards her and everyone that supports her. I feel like it could definitely be possible, however, this is just a theory of mine. Now, the episode started to progress more. We finally got introduced to the Russians, or as they say in the show, the Rus. It kinda came out as a surprise, honestly. It looked like Ivar was still on the Silk Road, maybe somewhere in a snowy region, which I'm assuming might have been somewhere near Russia. However, the Russians come out of nowhere and take control of the campsite where Ivar is staying at. They ended up taking Ivar back to their prince due to one of the men in the camp snitching about Ivar's identity. It was kind of obvious that Ivar was being set up here, considering the guy that snitched on him was literally just following him around and constantly staring at him. It was quite funny because Ivar even knew about it as well. Not about the ambush, but the mysterious guy that kept creeping on him. As Ivar arrives at the prince's palace, we finally see the two interact with one another. Watching it for the first time, I was so excited to see these two interact. Prince Oleg and Ivar share a ton of similarities, both being cynical and even deceiving, so having these two finally in the same room with one another was just intense and intriguing. But I'd be lying though if I didn't think Prince Oleg was just a bit more cynical than Ivar. I mean, when you look at Prince Oleg, he just has that crazy manipulative face where it looks like he just doesn't give a shit. I think that's why I like his character a lot right now. He seems unpredictable and I think that really suits his character a lot. I'm just curious to see what he has in store for Ivar though. The conversation between the two was pretty much what I expected from these two meeting for the first time. Prince Oleg was just asking basic questions like who are you and why are you here and etc. Essentially just trying to bait out any lies from Ivar to see if he's actually telling the truth and all. But like I said, I think these two will complement one another throughout the season, but I still think that Ivar might have some sort of redemption arc this season that we might not know of. Some other things that I also want to mention since we're talking about these two right now is the fact that Prince Oleg is one crazy mofo. I say this because he ended up torturing one of Ivar's bodyguards in such a brutal and gruesome way. Supposedly, according to him, he was doing this to see if Ivar's story checked up and to see if it was accurate in what he was saying. Oleg didn't seem to believe Ivar, which is why he was torturing his bodyguard in hopes of getting some new info out. Luckily, everything checked out for Ivar, but Oleg still wasn't having it. So we decided to take it to extreme measures and literally kill Ivar's bodyguard in a way that I thought was crazy as hell. This dude literally catapulted Ivar's bodyguard in half. Like, how? He legit tore this dude in half, and what was even crazy about this was Ivar was watching it all happen. Like, how messed up do you gotta be to do something like that? Oleg, in my opinion, might be one of the most craziest diabolical characters in Vikings. Even though what he did was messed up, I still look forward to seeing what he has in store for the final season. Now, I wouldn't quite say that Prince Oleg is a complete maniac just yet, just because there was also a moment in the episode where Ivar and him were literally flying in the sky. Not technically flying like Superman, but in a sense where they were just gliding in the sky while having a huge balloon carry them across the palace. This was definitely one of my favorite scenes of the episode, just because you saw a variety of emotions running towards both of these characters. Ivar looked terrified to the point where it looked like he just wanted to cry, and then Oleg just stoked and excited that he was even flying. It definitely looked like Oleg has been doing this for a number of times, considering he wasn't that scared. Only time it looked like he was a bit worried was when he thought he was going to crash into the palace, but luckily they both landed onto the snow and then laughed it out like it was nothing. I thought this scene was truly brilliant, just because it showcased that Oleg can also be playful and not just violent and dominant. It also showcased that Ivar wasn't afraid to try new things, but then again I think he was forced to do this, so that doesn't really count. However, the next time that we see these two together in the episode is towards the final scene. Oleg decided to take Ivar down to his late wife's tomb, where he describes it as the sacredest place in the palace. He took Ivar down there to essentially teach him a lesson, as well as open up to him about him and his personal life. This was another moment in the episode that I really liked between these two. I felt like Ivar truly connected with Oleg in this scene just because he could relate to the pain and loss of losing a loved one. Oleg ended up killing his wife just like Ivar killed his last season. Both understand the loss of a loved one and the toll that it can take on one. I just felt like this scene was really emotional for the two, and I definitely loved the performance from both actors. You could clearly tell the hurt in their eyes, which is why I consider this to be another favorite scene of mine of this episode. But the last time we see the two is towards the final minutes of the episode, where Oleg tells Ivar that he will help him get back to Kattegat, where he'll aid him in finding his brothers once again. This to me was expected. I felt like this was probably the best way to end the episode, just because at this point I felt like Oleg had some sort of trust for Ivar now. Now let's talk about the new King of Kattegat, Bjorn Ironside. I thought his first appearance for this season was okay and nothing crazy. He basically just walked in the Great Hall, hugged his family, and then greeted his people. He spoke about how he wanted to become a leader that isn't just about violence, but someone who looks out for his people and wants the best for them. He also mentioned how he wanted to put Kattegat on the map when it comes to trading, which I feel like will be one of his main goals for this season, along with some of the battles that he'll have with Ivar and Oleg. Lagertha also had some important scenes this episode. She announced to Bjorn and the rest of the family that she no longer wanted to be seen as a public figure or someone famous. She just wants to spend the rest of her life as a farmer, like how her and Ragnar used to be back in season 1. Bjorn was obviously not that excited about the news, but Lagertha made it clear that this was her choice and that she wasn't having anything else. Later then in the episode, Ubba, Torvi, and Lagertha set sail somewhere private where they can hopefully find a spot to build Lagertha's farmhouse. I really like this scene because they also showcased a little flashback of season 1 where Ragnar and Lagertha were at their little farmhouse. I just thought that was a nice little tribute for the both of them, as well as how far they've come. But also later in the episode, she ended up burying her swords as an indication that she's done with that life of killing and violence. I highly doubt she'll give it up the whole season, considering we saw a snippet of her fighting in one of the great battles. We also got a scene from King Harald's men coming to tell Bjorn that he needs his help from King Olaf. Even though Bjorn and King Harald don't see eye to eye, I still believe deep down that Bjorn wants to go and rescue him. I just don't see Bjorn turning the other way, considering King Harald came to him when he needed his help against Ivar. And lastly, the episode showcased more scenes of Bjorn debating on what he should do, save King Harald or look the other way. Obviously, this is all new to Bjorn, especially since he doesn't have his father or mother there to guide him on how to rule. However, knowing Bjorn, I do believe he will find a solution in the upcoming episodes. Oh, and I forgot one more thing. So those people that Bjorn kicked out, those were actually Ivar's bodyguards from last season. I thought it was kind of interesting that Bjorn allowed them to live. I would have thought that he would probably kill them for what they done to his people, especially since they burned Vitzerk's love. I felt really bad for Vitzerk, just because you can clearly tell that he's broken due to the loss of her. I really do hope throughout the season he can find some peace once again. But that's everything I have for you guys for this review of episode 1. But tell me, what did you guys think about the first episode of season 6? Was it good or was it bad? Did you guys see anything that you liked or maybe didn't like? If so, leave all your guys' comments in the comments section and let me know what you guys thought. I'll be covering Vikings season 6 all the way to the end, so subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet. But before I go, don't forget about that $20 gift card giveaway that I'll be doing once we hit 10,000 subscribers. All you gotta do to participate is be a subscriber, like the video, and leave a comment discussing anything that you liked about the video. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll pick the winner in whatever most recent video I have out, so good luck to everyone. I just want to say thank you all for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't by now. Also, hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified right away when I drop my next video. If you don't mind, share the video if you thought it was good and want others to see it. Thank you all once more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.